Good morning, YouTube. So here's some disturbing information that just came out. Last night, a friend of mine posted a video that Russell Brand just put out, and I started to watch it because I hadn't gone on his YouTube page yet, and I was shocked. I didn't even watch the whole video. I watched about 2 minutes of it and started looking the information up, and it is shocking. And this right here is what it is. DHS issues National Terrorism Advisory System Bulletin, NTAS. And I'm going to go ahead and read this and give you some, I'm not even going to give you some thoughts. I just want to read this because a lot of people didn't see this. Hopefully this will be shared because this is how we beat Canada. This is how we beat them to the punch to be able to seize people's assets, seize their bank accounts, and make their lives miserable, and even throw them in prison without any due process because, terrorism. And they just labeled almost everybody terrorist. Hell, they even labeled Hillary Clinton a terrorist. So let me read. Today, the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, issued a National Terrorism Advisory. DHS remains committed to protecting, sharing, and timely information, intelligence about evolving threat environment in the American public safety. We also remain committed to working with our partners across every level of government and private sector. Woo! Private sector. That means they're working with Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. They want to keep our community safe. The United States remains, I'm kind of skipping through things. The United States remains in a heightened threat environment fueled by several factors, including online environment filled with false, misleading narratives and conspiracy theories and other forms of dis, and malinformation, MDM. Misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. I did a video on misinformation and disinformation, and I apologize. I didn't even realize I spelled disinformation wrong in that video. But MDM introduced and or amplified by foreign and domestic threat actors. Foreign and domestic threat actors. So there it is right there. So they just gave themselves the right to go ahead and start spying on you because, you're domestic if you're here in America. What a load of crap. Okay, so these threat actors seek to exacerbate societal friction and sow discord and undermine public trust in government institutions and encourage unrest, which could potentially inspire acts of violence. These threat actors seek to exacerbate social friction and sow discord and undermine public trust in the government institutions to encourage unrest. What are they talking about? Who the hell trusts the government now? Because they're the most untrustworthy organization on the planet. They lie straight to our faces. They give us misinformation straight to our faces, and they get away with it. So maybe we can go in there and do some arrests ourselves because they're freaking terrorists. While the conditions underlying the heightened threat landscapes have significantly changed over the last year, the convergence of the following factors has increased volatility, unpredictability, complexity of the threat to the threat environment. The proliferation of false, misleading narratives which sow discord and undermine public trust in the government. Can you guys believe that? It goes on to talk about, continued calls for violence directed to critical infrastructure, soft targets, and mass gatherings, faith-based institutions such as churches, synagogues, mosques, institutions of higher education, racial, religious minorities, government facilities and personnel, including law enforcement and or military, the media, and perceived ideological opponents. Calls by foreign terrorist organizations for attacks against the United States on recent events. The DHS and the Federal Bureau of Investigation continue to share timely and actionable information, intelligence, and broadcast in the broadest audience possible. This includes sharing information with intelligence, with our partners across every level of government and private sector. God! So they're using these crooks on these social media platforms that run our government. They're telling them to do this crap so they can shut everybody down who disagrees with them. Under the Biden-Harris administration, DHS is prioritizing combating all forms of terrorism, targeting violence, including through the efforts to support the first ever national strategy for countering domestic terrorism. Man, if you voted for Joe Biden or any of these idiots, you need to think about how you're voting, because it's the Democrats today, it's the Republicans tomorrow. Remember that. They just took away our civil liberties under the guise of national strategy for countering domestic terrorism. What a load of crap. DHS office. So anyway, I'm going to put a link in the description below. This is scary. It should scare you. It should scare everybody, because misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation, and sowing discords of, eroding the trust within our government. I just want you guys to think about this. I work for the federal government. We have this mask mandate. Now they're telling people we're going to start firing you if you work in the healthcare industry if you haven't had the stab. I had an email and they talked about, we've used effective masks. Okay, there's misinformation right there. We all wore the same mask. Now, if we were around infected patients, we'd get N95s, or we'd put the hood on with the breathers. But the reality of it is effective masks, there's not one paper mask, these little crappy masks that they give everybody, that stops a virus. Just a medical fact. That's not misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation. That's just a medical fact. Scientifically, they know that. But you want to talk about some misinformation? They just said that we're using effective masks. Maybe every once in a while, but hell, we had a mask shortage. But they've been using effective measures. I just want to they're using, they talk in this article about, threat-related central prevention programs and partnerships. This is insanity, folks. Y'all need to be worried about this. They're coming for us. They are coming for all of us. And this is tyrannical. There ever was tyrannical. And people who say, well, you're a conspiracy theorist. It ain't a freaking conspiracy if it's the truth. I've been screaming about this for years. And it's finally upon us. And boy, we beat Canada. Man, it was like they did this, it was a fart in the freaking wind, man. And no one even heard it or knew about it. I didn't. And now it's upon us. So please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Share this video. Please, we need to know this. This needs to get out to the American public. Russell Brand has 5 million followers. I don't have that many. But the people that don't follow him need to see this. It needs to get shared. I'm going to stop ranting. God bless America. God bless you and your family. Stay safe and think about becoming more self-reliant, because they're coming for us. AV Prepping out.